Welcome back, guys and girls and aliens. Today, going to talk a little bit about circadian rhythm, light, how to harness light for optimal health. I've been doing this a lot recently, and I suffered before from like restless leg syndrome for God, probably 15 years off and on, maybe even 20 plus, honestly. And I'm 34, 35 now, going on 35. Yeah, and I had such terrible sleeping like hygiene, and even when I did have good sleep hygiene, I just couldn't sleep. I'd get restless legs, I'd get like rumination of thoughts and all that, and yeah, just was really brutal. But after changing my diet, going more animal based and cutting processed sugar and processed foods and preservatives, and drinking raw milk, all those things have helped. Also, the lighting, circadian rhythm, super important, super important. So that's really what I want to talk to you guys about today: is light, how to harness it for optimal health, what not to do, what to do, and yeah, I think if you follow these suggestions, you can absolutely fix, or if not, make better your sleeping issues if you're having them. So usually, a lot of people are on their phones late at night, taking a lot of blue light late at night and throughout the day, and staying indoors too much, spending like 90% of their time indoors. And so, yeah, it messes with you. And I'll kind of explain how it does that and why. So, yeah, let's jump right into it. So, what's circadian rhythm? Circadian rhythm is your body's natural internal clock, and it syncs with the sun. So, sunrise, sunset. Um, when the sun goes down, you will start to produce, or you're supposed to produce melatonin. This is the sleep hormone. But this is the kicker to it. You're supposed to be producing that, but a lot of us are under fluorescent light or flicker LED lights, or just normal LED lights, and we have these things called melanopsin receptors above our eyes. And so, as you know, most of our lighting source is overhead. So these artificial lighting sources are actually going down, obviously, into our eyes and into our melanopsin receptors. And what is this doing is it's tricking our body, especially late at night, because it's an artificial light source. It's not incandescent. So it's going, what the heck's going on here? What time is it? Shut down, your body will shut down melatonin or stop producing it entirely, or just produce small amounts. And then so your clock now is set to a time, either backwards or forwards. And so a good example of this would be like when you wake up in the morning, probably the worst thing you could possibly do for your circadian rhythm is look at your cell phone, because you've now put all that blue light into your eyes, and your body's internal clock jumps ahead like into the evening time, basically, even though it's the morning, like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning AM. So yeah, you don't want to do that. Don't do that. At least first hour of the day in the morning, I mean, when you get up, don't go on your phone. The best possible thing you can do is, in my own experience too, and just the science of circadian biology, is get outside for even if you can do it for 5 minutes. When you first wake up, go get your water, whatever, have a drink, bring an apple with you or something like that. Just don't bring your phone. You don't need your phone. You can wait. Sit outside for anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, with 15 minutes being the best. Even if it's dark out, it's 5 in the morning, just get out there. It's still going to benefit you, and this will set your circadian rhythm, aka your internal clock, for the day. So now, boom, programmed in, it's the morning. Okay, hormones will now be working together and properly at this, certain times that go on throughout the day. It's like testosterone; it works on a circadian cycle. So that's a whole nother thing, or episode from here. But yeah, so get out there in the morning, and if you can, bare feet on the ground, no cell phone, no nothing. Just look up into the sky, or into the trees, whatever your garden, whatever you have. Just, yeah, be outside, get in that natural light, set the rhythm for the day. And yeah, even so, fast forward a little bit throughout the day, like when the sun is starting to set, if you can, also get outside too for 5 to 15 minutes. And just throughout the day, I know this might be a little hard for some people with inside jobs, working indoors. Just try to be outside more, just taking in all the, the vitamin D from the sun, and just, yeah, like really getting more real light instead of artificial light. Like I said, 90% of our time is spent indoors, and that's why we're not sleeping. Huge reason why we're not sleeping. We're just taking in all these artificial light sources. And you can kind of look at light like artificial light is artificial food, and like the sun being natural, healthy food, right? So yeah, just using that kind of example, I think, can be really helpful to people. It's been helpful to me. And so, yeah, get outside as much as you can. Be out there. Like, just, I live outside most of the time, honestly, except when it's pouring rain and snowing. I still try to get out as much as I can. But yeah, that should be super helpful for you guys. And another thing is your lighting. Okay. So, I don't have the exact numbers on this, but LED lighting and fluorescent lighting, they are not great. They suppress melatonin because they're also giving in blue light and I think a bit of green light. And this is screwing with your internal clock, your circadian rhythm. So if you can, I know in some places it's hard to find, and I know they're kind of can be dangerous because they heat up, but use common sense, get incandescent light bulbs. These and try to keep your lighting sort of at like eye level to below because your melanopsin receptors are around this area. And so having overhead light isn't that great. And even incandescent will suppress your melatonin, but not nearly as much as full fluorescent or LED. So yeah, also like really some of the best lighting would be like, as you see behind me, salt, what do you call those bloody things? Um, Salt rock lamps. Those are great. Those suppress melatonin, I think only 5%. And then the better one of that being like fire, but not everyone, have fire. So that's like a couple percent it suppresses your melatonin by. But I think like LED and fluorescent is like upwards of like 80%, 50 to 80%. Don't quote me on that number, but it's high. It's too high. So yeah. And just another quick tip too is your cell phone. Try not to be on any screen, the TV, your cell phone, your computer, close to bedtime, and try to keep a consistent bedtime. Like for me, it's like 9:30 to 10 every night. And I try to be on no screens at all before bed, at least a few hours. Don't drink anything, no water before bed, a few 3, 4 hours. Same with eating. And my sleep is absolutely dialed just by following these things, like getting up in the morning, going outside, being on my phone less, harnessing the light throughout the day, changing light bulbs, not having light on so much, and also using these. These are blue light blocking glasses. These are the daytime ones, and there's nighttime ones. You don't need to go to this extent to do it, but if you're someone who does work inside, highly recommend it. It will, helps produce blue light, and blue light has a lot of damaging effects on our body, our liver, our hormones, X, Y, and Z. So yeah, these are from Raw Optics, like the Sun God Raw RA. They're great. They're quite expensive. There's another brand by Dave Asprey, I believe. It's called True Dark. They can be good too. So yeah, if it's something that interests you, I definitely recommend shopping around. They've been great for me. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys a video, short but kind of sweet video on circadian rhythm and how to optimize that for sleep, health, and energy, which is health, radical health. So we'll see you guys next time. Hope this is helpful.